We've heard these Revenant leaks. We've heard about
Well,
these.
before we finish that, there's also one other ability of his that I can confirm already, and that's his passive.
Okay.
So everyone,
Aren't you just excited for Revenant? Now, I know you've probably clicked on a bunch of Revenant videos in the past week or so, but I want to give you guys a good reason to continue to watch these. So you guys may have seen in the last few days there have been some audio files that were leaked out for Revenant's abilities, and it turns out that some of those we are now thinking actually may be for Titanfall 2. One specifically we're talking about is the Marked for Death, and so if you guys want to see more about this, make sure to watch the rest of this video. We're going to be covering Revenant's audio files for his abilities. We also have some audio files for Loba, which are really cool, and then we also are going to be covering a ton of other topics such as new weapons, King's Canyon and World's Edge, and much more. So make sure to stay tuned for the rest of this video. This is going to be the last podcast that we're going to post in full on our main channels, and then from now on they're all going to be on the Squadcast channel, so make sure to go subscribe to that channel. There will be a link down in the description below where you guys can go subscribe to that. All of our podcasts are going to be on that channel, but we are going to just post little increments of them on our main channel as we continue to post more podcasts in the future. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel and the Squadcast channel and iLoot Games, Sethly, and Quadmft's channel. That will be a link down in the description below to all of those, and we're going to be doing these podcasts a lot more, so I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. All right, so our first topic that we're going to be talking about is the Revenant leaks that we have from my friend iLoot Games, who kind of made a video on this today, and so I want to get his opinion and his intake on all of this. We had some sound files and some audio files that were pulled out, and some of them that were kind of speculative about Titanfall 2 game modes that we had in the past. So before I get into all that, I'm going to let him tackle that subject.
all right. So we saw recent leaks about a certain sound file where it says marked for death. The only issue with these files is there is a marked for death game in Titanfall, and these sound files happen to be tucked in with all of those other sound files for Titanfall 2. So I actually believe those sound files are related to that special game mode that Titanfall 2 has.
So
if
you
anyone's
think it was
related
left
to
over
Titanfall 2
from Titanfall?
Yeah, I think it's actually just old code from Titanfall, because if I look back at my backups from season 1, the sound files were there. That's a little too old to be some of the new stuff we're seeing for Revenant, because we're seeing new stuff added for Revenant every single patch. And just to be able to pull sound files from season 1, I don't think it's accurate.
Yeah. So wait, do you think that Revenant will come out during season 3? Because I've seen a ton of comments on my channel about like they think Revenant's going to come out soon, which I kind of disagree with. I think they're going to stick with one legend a season. I don't know. What do you think they should do?
Well, I also think they're going to stick to one legend a season, but I think just like with the crypto teasers, we're going to see some for Revenant. They just recently added a Revenant icon into the file, so I think it's going to somehow tie that icon file or that icon picture into the
Yeah, that makes sense. And you know, one thing I did not even realize, I went back a few weeks ago and watched the season 2 trailer, and this was something we all knew who Crypto was kind of like towards the end of season 1. I think we started to get some more like information on him, but I did not realize that we actually had like the major season 2 Crypto like teaser was actually in that trailer, and that made me think like, wow, we actually saw Crypto put the EMP and grenade into the repulsor tower, and we waited an entire season to actually get him. I did not realize it was that long. Like, it actually took that long. So I personally think, I agree. I think it's going to be season 4 for sure. I don't see us getting Revenant in season 3 for only like the 39 days we have left.
Well, so technically, I mean, we've already gotten our first few teasers from the Shadowfall mode for Revenant. So that definitely is like, yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I would say that the only thing that we're seeing that's being picked up is that they added a finisher for him called Impale to the files, but we're currently not able to pull. Yeah, and then they added banners for him also, and we can't pull those out either right now.
So for those of you who don't speak data miner, that means you can't like render them out and get what they actually look like. You just know what they're called.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, we just see the title of the file name, so we just see a marking that says Revenant Impale Finisher, and we can't actually pull that out. But what we do have that we already know is he has an ability called Silenced. And so a lot of his abilities are speculative because he had 6 abilities or maybe even more than that to begin with. And we're like, okay, this guy's going to be way overpowered. And then all of a sudden they nerfed it and it went down to 4 abilities. And so we're trying to confirm which abilities he does have. One we know
Right,
for
right.
sure he's going to get is called Silenced, where he can actually disable everyone's tactical and ultimate ability for a period of time. The reason I know for sure we're getting this is because we have sound files that refer to the characters actually saying,
My abilities have been taken from me. I cannot use my abilities.
I have lost my abilities, but not my intellect.
I cannot use my abilities.
my abilities don't work anymore. I've been silenced.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that one.
So I would love to hear your guys' input. Do you think that's a little too overpowered that he can disable people's abilities? I think it's going to really change the meta up.
It definitely depends, I would say, on how long they're disabled, because literally, like, because it all depends, like, on
It's 10
cooldowns
seconds.
for each. Oh, it's 10 seconds. We know that.
I'm pretty, yeah, isn't it 10 seconds? I'm pretty sure I saw it.
Yeah, it's 10 seconds.
That's a really long amount of time, to be honest. I was thinking it would be like around 5 seconds, but
Yeah,
10 seconds? I mean, no Pathfinder pull for 10 seconds?
Exactly.
None of those?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
my other thought is his ultimate, which is the totem that he can put down, where if his teammates die, they instantly revive with 20 health at the totem.
That's
OP.
OP. That is OP.
That's pretty
OP.
strong, right? And I think what that allows is for the meta to change up to be very aggressive, because now you
Yeah,
can
that's
run
true.
in there. You have
I
a
like
gold
that.
shield. You get downed, you instantly revive, you heal yourself, and you're back in the fight full health.
Yeah, so would you say he could kind of be more of like not necessarily, but kind of a supportive character?
Yeah,
like
that's
a
what I was
different type of
thinking
role?
also. Yeah, I was thinking support.
Yeah, okay. I like that. I like that Apex is actually putting in different characters that aren't just slayers every time. You know, not each character is meant to get 20 kills a game or something like that. I like that they're switching it up and making more of a supportive character.
So do you
he's
think
definitely going to be strong?
Yeah, definitely. So strong enough, though, is my question. Strong enough, since we got upcoming Apex Legends Global Series, you think he'll be strong enough for like a team comp to replace somebody on the pro scrims and all that type of stuff?
What does Miles think?
Well, I think that this is what I love about Apex. Like I said, I've said this so many times on my channel. I think this is such a good idea for Apex to have different legends that have all these separate abilities, because it really puts room in for someone who's like the best, say, Pathfinder or the best Wraith. When Wraith is out of style or out of meta, when Pathfinder's out of meta, some new guy can come in just like that and master that legend at the same rate as every other pro is trying to master that legend, just in case they're part of the meta. And some new guy can be a way better Revenant than someone who was a better Wraith. And so that Wraith main who was on the headlines of TSM or NRG, whatever, may not be one of the best players anymore because that legend is not a part of the meta. And so that gives room for all these new people to come in and just like shoot up just like that. And so I
Like
think
all the Gibby mains that got picked up for Orbs.
Right.
exactly. So I think that's really good. I think Revenant's going to be at first, when I first saw his abilities, I didn't really think much of it. I kind of thought another crypto, probably going to be it's going to be a lot of hype, but not going to be a real big meta changer as far as like the pro players go. But when I was doing a review on his abilities here just a few weeks ago on my channel, I really started to think about it like, man, a silenced ability that allows you to silence other people for 10 seconds, like that is really big, because
especially in late
rotations,
circles. Yeah,
exactly. Late game rotations with Wraith and Pathfinder, who are very important for portals and zip lines and all that kind of stuff. That's going to be absolutely massive for Wraith not being able to escape out of a situation, Pathfinder not being able to escape out of a situation. If that person gets weak, they're just dead and there's nothing to do about it. And also, like you said, with his ultimate, just going to be absolutely massive. So we've heard these Revenant leaks. We've heard about these.
Before we finish that, there's also one other ability of his that I can confirm already.
Ooh.
And that's his passive.
Okay.
So everyone, I'm going to supply you guys with the sound files if you want to add it right here for your guys' people to listen to. But so his passive is that he can crouch, run faster, and he can climb higher. So think of the shadow mode.
Wait, so
I don't know if
crouching makes him run faster?
Well, he can move in a crouched position faster than a normal person.
Okay.
Yeah, he can crouch walk faster.
So basically just making his
climb
hitbox smaller.
Right. That could
Pretty
lead to
much,
something
yeah.
like that, or the fact that you're silent when you're walking or crouching.
Wait, does that make it so he could
Steps,
b-hop fast? Wait, b-hop?
Yeah, that
Imagine
could
straight-
affect his b-hopping also.
Oh,
there's gonna be
imagine
so
the
then-
side to side.
the confirmation that I have is that I actually have sound files for when it's active. So when he's climbing or crouching, you hear something that sounds like a heartbeat. It goes boom, 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 boom.
That's
When
crazy.
the mode is called Infiltrator. So you start to hear that. So since we have sound files already confirming that, I think we can go ahead and confirm that the passive is 100% coming.
Yeah,
Oh, that
that's
sounds like a
That's true.
really cool passive, not gonna lie. A lot better
that's
than
a lot
like
of people are
passive.
gonna
really
mess
cool.
with that.
That's really cool.
All right, so we've talked about Revenant. So something I've been thinking about, like Miles mentioned it earlier when we were talking in call, but like literally the only new weapons we have ever had, energy weapons, and it pisses me off. The first new weapon was a Havoc, then we got the L Star, right? And then we got the charge rifle. So all energy
Yeah,
weapons.
those are all energy.
I feel like we're being forced upon. Something is just a force to be reckoned with. Like they just want us to use these energy weapons, and
Just
I don't know
abuse
why they're
them.
really going for these.
Right.
I don't know why they want this meta.
So
My
maybe
guess is that in their statistics, they show that people are not using energy weapons enough.
Yeah,
So they're
yeah.
trying to pump that. But I'm
That's
not
exactly what
100%.
it is.
Yeah.
definitely.
If I had to make a guess, that's exactly what it is. What would you like to see instead of energy weapons like the Havoc and the L Star and the charge rifle?
Definitely a light SMG, like another. Like I wouldn't say another.
We got
replica,
3
but-
light SMGs though. We got the RE,
but
the
they're not
alternator,
all
and
usable.
R9.
Like they're not all like a powerhouse of the meta. Like no one
True.
runs the
Mhm.
alternator in late game unless there's disruptors. I am not suggesting, by the way.
Add the
And-
disruptors back.
Add them back, please.
No. And
I
so
love
the alternator is not a gun really people are trying to use late game. The 301 is a great gun, but I think most people, especially in the higher ranks, I think most people are going to try to push towards that R99 if they can, if it's available. Like most people will drop the 301 for the R9 in the late game rotation, especially at the higher ranks, like I said. But at least maybe if it's not even a light SMG, it doesn't have to use light bullets. But like I'm okay with it honestly being an energy weapon, but it needs to be a normal. Like I don't care. Like
I'm not okay
what the
with it
gun
being
shoots.
an energy weapon.
I
I'm
just
saying that
need it
right
to
now.
be a light SMG. I need it to be lightweight. I need it to be an SMG, something that shoots fast, fire rate, and.
But what if they
recoil is
added
not
like
crazy.
a new pistol that was like a counter to the wingman? That like
Ooh, I would
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
That's not a bad
or a
idea.
new sniper. Like what if they added a bolt
deagle.
action sniper that like because we don't have a bolt action sniper besides the Kraber. Like
Did anyone
Yeah.
play Advanced Warfare? Like if you
Oh, yeah.
remember,
Oh yeah.
there was a sniper in there called the Moors. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. Of
That
course.
would be imagine that being like an energy sniper. That would be really cool.
not
yeah,
enough.
bolt action.
Yeah, like a bolt action.
All right, let's just change that over to a light weapon sniper. That really wouldn't make sense, but or like maybe a heavy weapon sniper besides the longbow. I'd be down like a bolt. Or dude, okay, what if they added like a new ammo? That would change a lot. They wouldn't
Yeah,
they?
that would be crazy.
I don't know, but also
I think the most likely we're just going to see changes through hop ups and stuff like that. You know, that's where
Yeah.
we're really going to get the variety coming in forward.
yeah, honestly, because really I can't complain about the weapon pool right now. I like all the
Yeah.
weapons, and I'd say it's pretty dang balanced. So
Well, we do know that we're going to be getting. I'm pretty sure, wasn't it confirmed that on every new season update we would always get a new legend and always get a new weapon? I'm pretty sure, and a map update of some sort.
they might have mentioned that before.
They did
I'm
have
so-
that on the roadmap to begin.
The
Oh,
roadmap,
the
right,
original
yeah, it was on
roadmap.
the
I
The
remember
original
that.
roadmap, but I believe they also said multiple characters each season, and then they
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
maybe don't
but-
cross out the fact that we could get Revenants in season 3. I mean, we're probably not gonna. But
I
hey,
wish. I
not
just
impossible.
the other thing to keep in mind is that they are on vacation till January 7th, I think.
Oh yeah.
So we're
holiday.
probably not going to see anything till then,
10
guys.
days, right?
Yeah.
11 days. So.
And a big thing is I thought that if we were going to get Revenant or any kind of like gun or new legend, whatever, in season 3, it would have been by now already. I don't think they're going to add anything last
Yeah.
minute because the hype that comes with the new legend lasts for a good while. And I don't feel like
Oh, yeah.
the hype for Revenant would be over by the time season 4 starts, and it would just kind of mess their kind of marketing strategy for season 4 up a little bit.
So I recently made a video where I kind of talked about a concept of where we could vote for King's Canyon or World's Edge, like adding that into the game before like the character select screen, where you would be before you even got a team, I think, so it doesn't really sway the votes, where there'd be 60 votes, and then whichever gets the most, you play on that map. Do you guys think that would be a good idea?
I think it would definitely be a good idea. I'm sorry I cut you off, Luke. I think it would be a really good idea, but I like I like your concept of it. I don't think it would be a good idea for like for you to pick a certain map to play beforehand, because I felt like the queue times would get slower. I think it would be good to put everyone in a lobby and then allow them to vote on World's Edge, Kings Canyon, whatever. Allow them, and you would see those numbers like 43 people voted for World's Edge or whatever, and then X amount of people voted for Kings Canyon. I think that would be the better idea, as far as keeping the game's queue times low and also giving people the variety and option to choose what they want. But you guys definitely have your own opinion,
I
so let me know.
I agree with that. I think what you're saying is it kind of reminds me of Modern Warfare 2, where Modern
Right.
Warfare 2 you vote for do you want Terminal or do you want Rust, whatever it is.
And then there was also a random option most of the time in CODs, which was pretty cool. But I mean, we'd have to
Right.
get a new map. Something I've kind of speculated about is, so we had Kings Canyon for obviously pre-season 1, but also through season 1 and season 2, and then we got a new map season 3. So there might be, I don't know anything about the behind the scenes of Respawn and what they're working on, but honestly, if we saw a new map in season 5, I genuinely would not be surprised.
Yeah, I can see that. Maybe a new map in season 5. But what I think's gonna happen, I think we really will go back to Kings Canyon. And the reason I think that is because if you look at all the trailers for the map updates throughout season 1 and 2, like there was always this, Leviathans were coming in, the repulsor tower got knocked down. The reason we're here in World's Edge in the first place is because of the Leviathans invading Kings
Yeah, it's
Canyon.
like a replacement arena for
It was
the
like
game.
yeah, exactly, it was a replacement arena. So I don't think World's Edge was ever meant to be permanent, and it's the way the trailer sounded like was they were being put there temporarily until they dealt with the Leviathan problem, the Flyers problem. So I think by now that problem is fixed. The repulsor tower is probably back up, everything's good, good and running. And honestly, I think maybe even the old like season 1 map may be repaired and bridges is not broke down anymore, anything like that. So I think maybe that we're going to go back to Kings Canyon, because I can see season 4 trailer talking about the that woman announcer who always commentates the trailer, saying that all these things have been repaired now, Kings Canyon is good to go now, all the legends have come back, blah blah blah. And so that's just what I see, and that's just my
Yeah,
speculation.
so hopefully we'll get like a new cinematic trailer or something like that for the lore, because personally I love the extension of each character's lore and background. I mean, if you guys haven't seen, I think it's Moy Para's channel. I don't, it's Tune something. He makes like little tunes of,
Tooncraft.
yeah, Toonecraft. He makes tunes and they're really good, but like if Apex released their official stuff, like as like little episodes, like the way they've done with cinematics,
Oh, I
that would
love
be
it.
really cool to extend into like teasing into what we're going to get in the future with like using lore and stuff like that. Something I wanted to mention though was, not too many people talked about it, but we actually got an update to Bangalore's lore. It was just a small change to the page on their EA website. They actually told us her home planet, which is called Gridaron. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
I did not know.
So I don't know. I don't really know too much about the Titanfall universe since I didn't really play a ton of Titanfall 1 and 2, but I'm sure some of you guys in the comments definitely have played that, so you might know if that's like already a planet we know about. Definitely. Also, I wanted to make sure to let you guys know, comment down below some questions so we can use that in the next podcast for a Q&A section. That would definitely be fun. So comment down below some questions, definitely. And also, Loot, you mentioned earlier, right? Something about another character besides Revenant. What's her name?
Well, so the character that is going to come after Revenant is going to be named Loba.
Unconfirmed.
No, I think I can confirm it actually. So the reason why I've said it is that she will be after Revenant is because she has files that I think I'm the only one who've actually gone in this order that reference her as character number 13. And character number 13 would be after Revenant, who's character number 12.
Ooh.
Oh, smart guy.
So
200
with
IQ.
Loba, I think is actually going to be even more powerful. And I
Oh,
know
yeah.
you guys have gone over and done your videos on her. And so some of the things that we can confirm with her abilities is that she can throw a disc and she can actually teleport herself to where that disc is instantly. So this gives you a whole nother ability to climb things instantly like Pathfinder, but also to get out of situations like Wraith, which makes her extremely powerful.
Let me ask you something, Lou. Okay, so I completely agree with you. I think Loba's going to be more powerful than Revenant, mainly because of her ability to be able to teleport. But I want to know, I've had so many people in the comments saying, like, having so many mixed opinions on what they think about her abilities. What do you know? What is her passives and what is her ultimate? Because I feel like the teleport thing, if that was her tactical, it would be so overpowered, it's not even funny. And so I assumed in my video that that was obviously her ultimate because it sounded so powerful. And someone said that her ultimate would actually be the loot scan, the loot scan where you can get the loot that you want, and that the teleportation was her tactical. Do you know if that's true?
Okay, so I do actually think the teleportation is the tactic.
It's just ridiculous.
Now, actually, you know what? I can confirm it. If you guys want to keep talking about it, I will go ahead and find my file that confirms it.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, like, so that's like a Wraith ultimate that you can use however long the cooldown will be. Like, what? The longest tactical cooldown is like 40 seconds or something like that? 30
Wait,
max?
who's this 40 seconds?
I think Bloodhounds is like 30, right? I don't know. I think it's
Maybe,
pretty
maybe.
high. I don't play Bloodhound that much, but I
think it's 30, yeah.
I think Pathfinder and Wraith are both like 15 seconds. So I would imagine it's probably going to be within 15 to 30 seconds. So could you imagine being able to throw a disc and teleport to that place every 20 seconds or every 25 seconds or every 15 seconds, whatever it is? That is
plays
so
that could be made.
So
Yeah,
I
exactly.
just checked.
The plays that could be made. That's not even like a Wraith like getaway play, just makes a huge play. That's more like a League of Legends like Zed
Exactly
play
what I
that just
was
goes
thinking.
huge, like where the crowd just goes freaks out after someone gets like a 1v5 or something. Like I can see some people making big plays with Loba.
So I pretty much can confirm that that is her tactical because the sound files that I do have refer to character 13 tactical in the actual name of the file.
Wait.
And it is the sound of something being thrown and impacting the ground. And I think that is pretty much confirmed that's the disc.
So you have the Loba sounds for the for her abilities. All right, so we have those abilities sounds. We're gonna play them right now so you guys can hear those, and these are definitely going to be super huge because not only do we get the Revenant leaked files, audio files for his abilities, which are kind of new. We're talking about a character that is probably going to be season 5. We already have those audio files. We're gonna play those for you now.
And these have not been leaked yet. So this is an exclusive for the podcast, the ultimate sound files. So everyone who is listening right now, congrats. You are the first ones to hear these sounds.
Including me, dude. I'm freaking out.
Let's go. That's actually hype. Wow. I mean, we're talking about big time in the future, but the way they keep us with this content, man, like I've been playing since the start of Apex, and I think you guys have too, right? So
yeah.
I mean, like I have over 1,000 hours on this game, and I'm still consistently intrigued in what they're doing, like with the lore updates, ranks, everything. I mean, even the prize pool, 3 milli for next year. That's like literally Fortnite stuff.
And like I said, it's all because like the reason it's so easy to stay intrigued is because like we're not talking about new skins that look cool. We're talking about a new character who has another story, who has another implementation to the entire storyline of Apex, who has
a good point.
Their own abilities, and like you can connect and engage with these people. I talked about it before that there's like multiple games in my childhood that really just kind of like embedded themselves into me because most of them, especially Gears of War, I absolutely loved Gears of War. But like I think about the characters in that game. I knew their stories, and I felt with them. Like I felt like Dom's story when he had to put down his wife because she had just been like tortured so bad, and when Marcus Phoenix lost his dad, like I felt the emotion because they weren't just another skin. Like they all had their different backdrops and backstories. And so that's what I love about Apex is it's not just even like League that have different abilities. They have their own stories and they have their own like childhoods like that they talk about in some of their voice lines. And it's just so engaging. And that's why I always stay so intrigued.
So this is the sound file that I believe we have here, which is the Black Market Boutique, where she can place a device that can steal all nearby loot. And then you're able to access the Black Market Boutique and pull out items that it has stolen. Now, how this will function, I completely do not know, but if you listen closely to the sound file, it sounds like you are hearing her actually place the device down into the dirt. And I think that's all we really can ascertain from these sound files that I found. But what do you guys think about this if this is the ultimate?
So you said that we can, you're not entirely sure how it works, but do you know if you can answer this probably? Does it work like you can take the loot with whatever the black market boot like is the black market boutique an item that takes the loot that you can loot the item itself to take the
I
loot that you want or how
I think it's an ability, right?
is it just the ability? I wasn't sure if it was like an item itself that takes
It's a
all nearby
device.
loot and
So
then it's a device.
yeah, look at the chat right here where I
So
just
kind
shared
of like
the
Watson, like how you can
What's an
place it.
example of another device right now that's actually in
like
Apex?
Watson's. That would be a
Okay.
device. So it's
Yeah,
something
or
that you set
Caustic.
down. So this device is all it says in the description. Place a device that can steal all nearby loot. And when it says steal, obviously that means from a character, right? You're not just taking out a loot.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, it's kind of
Oh,
like
what?
aggressive rapid fire looting is what it sounds like to me.
Wait, so you're talking that this thing can steal loot off of someone's backpack that they already have?
That's what I believe it does. Yeah. Now the
Oh,
question
Wow.
is it
Could you
stealing it off of
imagine?
death boxes? Is it stealing it out of the weapons they have equipped or armor they have equipped, or is it stealing it out of their backpack? Those are the three options. It's going to be one of those.
That is crazy.
something I saw on Reddit. It was like kind of a competition. Two Reddit users posted best site changed my mind, and the first one was the 2x HCOG, which is absolutely a banger site. I personally love it on the R301. But and then the next one was someone saying the HCOG. Like Quad, you played literally COD for how many years? I can't even remember.
Oh, I'm
So
playing it since I was way young.
yeah, do you think there are any like sites from COD or any sites from any game that you think should be added?
I think Apex does a pretty good job at having, high tier equipment and high tier attachments and things like that. So I really do like like you said, the 2 times scope that's already in Apex. I like that. I'd like to see something that is more meant for close range. I wouldn't mind if they added a new close range based attachment. I think that'd be a really good idea. But I, I don't have any other ideas besides something close range, maybe a red dot or like a hollow sight. I think that would be cool just to try it out. It doesn't have to be a
I mean,
big
we already got the
big
one
thing that
times red dot, so
yeah, but I'd like to see a different variation of that for different types of
yeah.
weapons because it's not really always fun to aim down sight with a peacekeeper with a red dot. It'd be cool if we had an alternative.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely
I
feel that
completely
one.
agree. I wish that maybe this is a weird idea, but I wish that we could maybe like customize a class for legendary weapons. And like obviously you would have to pick up the certain loot for all your other weapons, but because legendary weapons come like pre-made, like you can't change anything on them. Like a lot of people don't like the digital threat on the L-Star. A lot of people would rather have something different, and I think it would be cool to maybe like choose your own site that you want for the L-Star, but then also I was thinking the other day, the Kraber zoom is so deep, like even like the far back zoom is so like just the FOV on it is just crazy. It's like you're zoomed in so far. I would love to be able to zoom out a little more, like maybe a variable zoom on the Kraber, but that would probably be OP because then you could just snipe with the Kraber close range and far distance like way too easily. So maybe that's just one of the drawbacks of the weapon, but that's just how I feel.
If you guys do enjoy this podcast, make sure to go subscribe to the Squadcast channel. It'll be in the top of all of our descriptions. Make sure to go subscribe to that because our next podcast will be on that channel. So definitely go check that out. Thank you guys to everybody who has already subscribed and all you guys supporting this podcast. Shout out to everybody in the chat, the Squadcast podcast, Quadmft, J Miles, iLoot Games, Sethly. Everybody's links are going to be in the description. And I think we're going to go ahead and end that off here. So that is the end of the Squadcast episode 2. See you next time.
Bye.
Hi.